All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have myself a drink, and I'm going to tackle another one of the philosophical questions of my list of 250. This one being, should we have to pay for basic necessities such as food and shelter? For those of you who are new, I'm a food blogger, not that I'm making much money at that, and I purchase things I haven't tried before, and once I've tried them, I can't just throw them out, so I incorporate them into these videos in order to give me something to do and make it more interesting for the rest of you and to use things up. In addition, for every 1,000 subscribers I get, I do purchase one of these bracelets from 4Ocean. That's across all 6 of my channels. And 4Ocean will then pull a pound of trash out of the ocean every time I do that. I am creating a situation where everybody can do something to make the world better for free. Take that opportunity. Or leave it. That's fine. That's actually pretty good. Tropical 7-Up needs something to give it more flavor. Anyway. So, there are a number of ways that people have proposed eliminating a situation where people cannot afford food or shelter. Universal Basic Income, there's a TV show that I've actually reviewed that at least incorporates that concept. And, the basic thing is, when you create a world where people don't need to pay for food and shelter, then you create a world where people can be very lazy. You also, however, create a world where employers find it very hard to be abusive. After the great financial crisis of '08, the company I was working for at the time got themselves into some financial trouble. And to to make more money, they pulled me from an assignment because I was making 50 cents too much an hour. Now, of course, this was more than 10 years ago, and I guess 50 cents would be the equivalent of maybe $2 now. It's something like that. Maybe $1.50. I don't know the exact difference, but money isn't worth what it used to be. And the fact that I was making this very low sum, but they replaced me with a worker that made 50 cents less an hour, and they found a way to get rid of me, which was dumb because they had also just between those two events placed me on an account where I was guarding a phone store, and I worked from the time the store opened to the time the store closed, security officer. So they figured they had plenty of people. For some reason, they didn't have enough people to fill that position properly, give me some time off. But, they did it. They sent me there anyway. And they fired me, And here's the thing about that is that one of the things they did, they were like, look, you're the one that needs a job. We can pretty much do anything we want to you because you need a job. If we say you're going to work over here, you're going to work over here. If we say you're going to work a different shift, you're going to work a different shift because you need a job. And then, I didn't know it at the time, but we had changed our unemployment rules so that they were more flexible, I guess. And it's like, I have to admit that I'd probably be one of those people that probably would spend more time at home doing this if I had a universal income. Now, do understand, I've never been in that situation. I'm in the situation where you get money, stay home, look for a job, or you find job and make money that way. And normally, what I do is I'm not too keen on finding a job. I don't not look for one. It's just I'm not like, oh my God, let me put out another application. I'm just sitting there going, you know what? So long as I got that money coming in, I'm not going to worry about it. I put in a few applications, only jobs I want. If that money runs out, which is a situation I found myself in once or twice, then I'm putting out applications left and right. But, I mean, in a perfect world, we shouldn't have to pay for those necessities. In a perfect world, those things would be free, but we will never have a perfect world. No matter what happens, there will always be strife, there will always be problems, there will always be things that cause us difficulties, and we should acknowledge and understand that. I am a fan of the idea of universal basic income because I would probably be the kind of person who would get it. I've always kind of been at the bottom, and if I didn't have the possibility of having to suffer, I would not have worked a lot of the jobs that were very traumatizing to me. And, people just wouldn't be able to abuse each other as much. So, yeah, I'm a fan of the idea. I've heard that pilot programs for it have actually done very well. I don't know. Yeah, I'm a fan of the idea that we shouldn't have to pay for basic necessities, but then also, I've worked with the homeless. And when you work with the homeless, the government is paying for the basic necessities. And that situation, well, it can be pretty unpleasant. But, there will always be people in every society who are somehow disenfranchised, and we need to take care of them. That's how society works, because once we trample on the rights of any one person, we flawed our democracy. I mean, you can't put a barrier between people and voting. You can't put a barrier between people and representation, because when you do, there is abuse. That people become marginalized and they suffer for it. And if you're not willing to suffer the way they do, you shouldn't let it happen, or you should at least do your best not to let it happen. Anyway, that's just my opinion, and I'd love to hear yours down in the comments below. I, of course, am Richard. Danger Ducky says, this is your magic moment. A moment for you to do something that is good for the world. You can comment, like, and subscribe, because for every 1,000 subscribers this channel gets, they will buy one of these bracelets I am wearing. Each one of these bracelets I am wearing means that one pound of trash will be removed from the ocean. Cleaning the ocean is an expensive thing to do, and we need your help, so don't be trash. Comment, like, and subscribe, and get trash out of the ocean.